I think it's the wrong advice to say, get rid of this person. But I don't know. Like, what would you guys do?
I would want to say, in the question, she actually said, should I drop this person like she's hot?
Yeah.
She's already flat out like floated the idea of getting rid of him. And I think if you're floating the idea, she's already considering it like, yeah, this is probably what I'm going to do if she's not going to change her tune. So I feel like the options are, or the answer would be, hey, why don't you just say to her, hey, if you don't be happy for me, or like, don't say those negative comments, then I don't really want to hang out with you. So I put it on her to say, try and change, because it's too grating on me.
I think, like, just by what I can tell from Three Ninjas here is that they're not the type of person that would drop a friend, because I think that, look, like they said, they want the best for their friends. They would think that would be them not giving the best, to be like, I'm actually abandoning my friend, I'm leaving my friend. I think that they would see that, Three Ninjas would see that as sort of letting them down, even though their friend is letting Three Ninjas down. They don't want to be that person. So I think that they'll end up putting up with this sort of stuff. And that's not a bad thing to do. I mean, you can sort of still be supportive and then hopefully lead by example, and you don't need to sort of have a confrontation, because that could just make things worse.
And I think that's just part of the ninja code, like ninjas for life type of thing. You know what I mean? You don't just leave a bad ninja behind.
Yeah,
you got to stick. You got to stick by them.
That's what good ninjas do.
Good ninjas stick together.
Even if it's a ninja with attitude, you absolutely have to stick by them. And I think you hit the nail on the head, Tom.
Yeah.
You can't just get rid of them.
No, you can't.
Talk it out.
No. You got to talk it out. You can't drop them without talking to them at least first.
Yeah.
It's going to be an awkward conversation. They're probably going to get mad at you and upset.
Yeah.
But, what can you do? That's your problem. We've already given you the advice. This is out of our hands now. Like Pontius Pilate, we are washing our hands. It's your problem now.
They're like, damn, my grandpa taught me how to kill a man with my bare hands, but he did not how to tell me how to deal with friendships like this. And
That's right.
Tough, difficult conversations. Grandpa, where were you?
No. Grandpa did teach you how to deal with those difficult situations. Kill the person with your bare hands. That's it. Once they disagree with you, the 5-finger palm to the heart.
Tear his throat out.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we'll leave it there for Three Ninjas then. Who's going next?
I volunteer as tribute.
All right.
Is that the symbol?
Let's hear it.
Anyway, alrighty. So I felt like, seeing as we are back into lockdown, needed some comfort food. So Tom, this question's right up your alley. But this is going to come from, Marcus, that is the shocker symbol. That is not the Hunger Games symbol.
We're trying the symbol. I thought that is the super finger, right?
That is the Thirsty Games symbol. That's a different type of hunger. All right.
What's that?
All right. Anyway, so this is going to come from Toy Story 3.
Nice.
Oh, nice one.
In my eyes, Toy Story 4 did not happen. I think it was a mistake. They should have kept it at Toy Story 3.
What really bugged me was the toy that they entered. They're like, what do we do? Like, we're going to have new toys, and this is just a spoon with some fucking pipe cleaners on it, and we're going to call him Sporky or some shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, guys. Like, you really are. Like, be better. Be better than that, Disney.
I will say 1, 2, and 3 are like perfect 10s. Number 4 isn't a 10 at all. But I wouldn't say it's terrible.
No.
I would say it's like a 7 or even a 6.5. It's not a horrible dog shit movie. Just it's not the same standard.
It's also because it's comparable to the first 3.
Yes.
So this is going to come from Toy Story 3, and the question is Bachelor problems? Question mark.
Oh.
So the other day I had nothing to really do, and I ended up pulling up the application to be the next Bachelor. I've always thought I'd be a great fit for a multitude of reasons, so I ended up submitting my application. My girlfriend thinks different. She heard me banging away on my keyboard as I was filling out the "Why do you want to be on the show" section, and saw I had written I was looking for love, and shit hit the fan. I tried to explain to her that I was just trying to write what I knew what the producers would want to hear, but she was not buying it. I told her I don't actually have any intention of being on The Bachelor, and she's all like, well, if they called you up and cast you, would you go? And I admitted I would go. But she's one to talk. The way she and her friends drool over the Bachelorette contestants every week. I've literally applied to be on The Amazing Race, Survivor, and a million other reality shows. So I don't see how being on The Bachelor would be any different. Yes, it involves beautiful women. And yes, I'd have to be single for at least the duration of the show. But I love my girlfriend. And if she ever had an opportunity to be on The Bachelorette, I would push her to do it, because that way she'd have a life far better than the one I could ever give her. It's hurtful she doesn't want to do the same for me. She doesn't see it that way and left. Am I actually at fault here? Toy Story.
I like this question because when you initially hit the question, you're like, this is coming from a bachelor. I thought, none of us are bachelors here, Damien. I don't know what you're talking about. But then you brought it in on The Bachelor, the show, which Tom
of course,
and I are both experts on now. Like, I've watched 2 seasons of it now.
Hang on, you're lumping yourself in,
I-
Tom. Tom, you have a bachelor degree in The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Do you think watching
That's
2
true.
seasons qualifies you to be an expert?
I mean, look, I like his enthusiasm, and that's what the show does to people. It really makes you feel like you've been in it from the beginning. But Marcus, you can't tell me anything about Tim Robards. You can't tell me anything about Blake and Sam Frost because you weren't there for those important moments. You weren't there for Ali.
It doesn't
all right?
matter.
You
Once
weren't there when.
the next season starts, the previous ones don't count. That's it. They're on Bachelor in Paradise. That's all they do. Doesn't matter about those ones. It's all about the
You
current.
don't realize they start a new season with the neuralizer from Men in Black. They just flash it on the screen, and you forget that like by the end of the season you hate the show,
Yeah.
and then once the new show starts, you're just like, oh fuck, it's on tonight. We're watching it.
Yeah.
I think it's let's call Marcus the Bachelor's Apprentice. You've heard of the
Yes.
Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Yes.
You are the Bachelor's Apprentice, all right?
I could take
Marcus
that.
is the spatula. Okay, he's the spatula. I'm the bachelor.
Perfect.
So what are your thoughts on this question, guys?
Okay, so the interesting thing is like he's saying it'd be good to do because it's like a good experience as far as what they do on the show. Not like
Yeah.
that he gets to. He's not like excited like, oh, I get to sort of meet people because he wants to. He obviously said he loves his girlfriend, so it's just like, well, do you want to go on that so you can just go on hot air balloon dates and go for boat rides and climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge and all the other same shit they do every year?
I want to say 2 things. I reckon he really wants to do it for the fame. I feel like every bachelor contestant and all that has at least a shot of getting some sort of fame. Like, I mean, some bachelor contestant went on to another reality TV show on Channel 10 recently on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. So they've got opportunities after it if they got personnel enough. And that's what he wants. He wants to be famous. He doesn't... The second thing that you brought up, Tom, and he brought up as well, is I love my girlfriend. You don't. It's clear you don't. You much prefer to go on this show and date 30 or 20 single. Say, I'm not a professional. This is where my inexperience is going to show. 20 contestants, 20 other women, or whatever it is.
100 women.
You are going to date 100 women, all right, on this show. 30. Let's be real here, 30. And
Okay.
and you're saying I still love my girlfriend. What the fuck? Like, no, you don't love your girlfriend. You're trying to find something better. And if all else fails, she's the backup plan.
That statement, I love my girlfriend, has an asterisk at the end. And if you go right down to the bottom of the page, you read what that asterisk says. It says, like, unless I fall in love with someone else.
I also like how he compares her drooling, in air quotes, over contestants on the TV show to being in the actual house. It's like there's a difference between watching it from the comfort of your own home on your couch to actually being in the thick of 100 other contestants, like Marcus said, and, vying for the Bachelorette's affections.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, you could be watching, I mean, him and his girlfriend might watch the show every week and they might be big fans. She might be a huge fan. But I don't think there's any amount of level of fandom of the show that you could be that the other person would be supportive of you going on it, right? She can't be like, oh my God, I love the show so much. I'm so happy for you that you get to go on it. It's not like Amazing Race where it's like, cool, you get to go and you'll be really good at it because you've got some really good skills and you're, competitive and blah, blah, blah. It's like, if you go on that show, you're basically just like admitting that you're wanting to like, schmooze with a couple of 30 single ladies.
Is there a scenario that you can conjure up in your head where you would allow your partner to go on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette?
No, I'll answer that one. There is no scenario where I will allow my fiance or partner, even if it was just a girlfriend at that stage. She's going on that show. That's it. Our relationship's over. Not from me. Just that's her saying to me, I'm looking for someone better.
What if she was like an aspiring author and she'd just written a book and she just wanted to get some screen time on some primetime television to spruik her book?
There's plenty of other shows she could go on, not the one about love and finding your true love.
Wouldn't it be amazing though if she was like, I would love to have children. Speaking of children, I've written a new children's book.
The
Direct to
super hungry
camera.
caterpillar.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like, because I think these shows have become less about love and more about like loving the spotlight and your public profile. So it's kind of a good thing to be like, look, all I have to do is I have to go away. I need to shoot for 2 months, and then basically lay low until the show is aired. Once the show airs, we can just say that, we broke up. And then bang, I've got myself a little bit of my foot in the door in the entertainment industry. If they're an aspiring model or actress or something like that, that could be suitable. So I could understand. It's almost like saying if you were dating an actress actress, right? And she was going to go be in a movie with some hot celeb, and they have to they have to live on an island for a couple of months, and it's a, you know, like a Brad and Angelina situation, right? Would you sort of be okay with that if that's their career? How is this any different if your career is, you know, being a social media or being like, you know, pseudo celeb?
You hit on a good point, Tom, that now I guess all these shows are just a platform for people trying to get famous. And I kind of, I don't watch a lot of reality TV, but I do miss the days of these simpler premises. And I actually started looking into I wanted to see like what the modern reality TV landscape looks like, what the shows are like, and they're just out of control. So I actually picked two of my favorite ones. So I'm going to give you guys the title of these shows, and I just want to, from the title, I want you guys to guess what these shows could possibly be about. These are real reality shows, by the way. So the first show is called How Far is Tattoo Far? What do you think that's about?
I think that's one of those like things where it's like a friend versus a friend, and you have to let a friend organize a tattoo for you, and it's like it goes both ways. Like I'll get a tattoo decided by Marcus if Marcus gets a tattoo decided by me.
That's actually
Marcus,
is a show. I was going to say that is a show. I don't know if it's called that, but that is a real reality show.
Yeah, Tom, you're spot on. Instead of friends, it's generally people in a very toxic relationship, and the idea is whoever designs the worst tattoo wins.
Yeah.
And I've grabbed. I watched some clips from it. I'll get you guys to open up your messenger. Here is one of the tattoos. So the idea is like they both get tattooed, and then it's a reveal at the end. This is one of the tattoos that was on the show. I'll get you to describe it to the audience, Tom.
Oh, okay. So this is basically, I would imagine that it's the woman has decided to get this tattooed on the man, and it looks like it's a tattoo of her. She's squatting down, and it says "dumped" underneath it, and it looks like there is a poo-poo underneath where she's squatting down.
That is correct.
He got dumped.
From what I've gathered, right, these tattoos are real only because I've seen people who've been on the show. They're obviously trying to capitalize on the fame, and they're getting these tattoos covered up at real tattoo shops. So
right.
It's horrifying.
Oh my God.
And the reactions of this,
pretty bad.
The funniest part of the show is you see the tattoo artists, like they're there for the reveal, and you just see like they look so sad whenever the reveals happen. That is like, this is my art now.
I am an artist.
Hey, David, just a question: Is the hosts one person from Geordie Shore?
Yes, it's Snooki.
Yeah. Oh, is it Snooki? That's Jersey Shore. There's a British one, which is the Geordie. There's the British show, the same one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I do have a British show, and this is the other one.
Okay.
If I was to give you guys the title Bromans, what do you think that show is about?
Bromans.
Give it a guess, Marcus.
It's about. It's a British show. Bromans. I don't know. Is it about two guys loving each other? Like bromance?
No.
I would say it's got something to do with.
Guess?
I think what it is it's guys dress up as Roman gladiators, and they scrub the toilets with their Roman gladiator head brush things. Close? Tell me how close
you got the first part right. So this is the premise. Bromans bring together 8 young couples and transport them to ancient Rome, where they compete for $10,000. Right. So the whole thing is, I watched a bit of it. It made me so sad because the premise sounds nice, right? The whole like tagline is like they're in ancient Rome. I watched like the intro. It is this amazing set. Like it's like a Colosseum. Yep. There are people like paid actors. It's like, it looks amazing. And then all of a sudden, all these like Geordie Shore equivalent contestants walk out, and he's like, my name's Anthony, and like Julius Caesar, I'm going out fucking fast and young. Like they're just like swearing at the camera, and it's like, this is not, I thought this was going to be an authentic Roman experience. And it's like, Julius Caesar didn't die young. He died in his 50s. You don't know what you're talking about, Anthony. And here is, I'll show you the tagline. I'll show you the picture to give you an idea of the show. Yep. It's just like Fuckboy Central dressed as Romans.
It is Fuckboy Central.
Yeah. There's a guy doing the hang loose sign, which is classic Roman symbolism, right?
I'm pretty sure that's what Caesar did before he got stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
I love how
in the Gladiator when like they look up to Caesar and they say, does he want to kill him? And he gives him the thumbs up or the thumbs down. He gives him the Shecker signs to be like, whatever, dude.
Hang ten, bruh. That's it.
Oh, that's a shocker.
I was going to say.
That's a shocker,
I was going to
Damien.
say. I like how it looks like it's a week-to-week thing for the winning of $10,000. I wouldn't put myself through that much shame for $10,000.
Definitely not. And I think